What if I told you that the chronic diseases of aging, the illnesses that can steal our vitality, aren't a done deal? What if the key to a vibrant, healthy life well into your 80s and beyond wasn't some futuristic cure, but a few powerful habits you could start today? We often think of aging as a slow, unavoidable decline, a story that's already been written for us, ending in frailty and illness. But modern science is telling a very different story. It's revealing that we have far more control than we ever thought. Physician and longevity expert Dr. Attia has identified what he calls the 4 horsemen of chronic disease: cardiovascular disease, cancer, neurodegenerative disease, and metabolic issues. These 4 are responsible for most of the suffering in our later years. But here's the powerful truth. These horsemen aren't invincible. They have weaknesses, and we can exploit those weaknesses not with complicated medical procedures, but with simple, consistent, daily actions. This isn't just about adding more years to your life. It's about adding more life to your years. It's the science of healthspan, the part of your life you spend in good health, free from the diseases that get in the way of living fully. Today, we're going to look at these 4 big threats to your longevity. And more importantly, we'll reveal the 4 simple, evidence-based habits you can build to defend against them. We're going to push back on the clock, not with a miracle, but with small, powerful choices. Number 1. Threat and habit: conquering silent inflammation. The first challenge we have to face is a sneaky one because it's mostly invisible. It's a process called chronic, low-grade inflammation, or what scientists call inflammaging. Now, this isn't the helpful inflammation you see when you get a cut, that redness and swelling. That shows your immune system is on the job. This is a silent, smoldering fire inside your body that can burn for decades, quietly damaging your cells and organs. This constant state of alert wears down your body's defenses and is a key driver of almost every age-related disease. It helps plaque build up in your arteries, leading to heart disease. It creates an environment where cancer cells can get a foothold. It fuels the kind of nerve damage you see in Alzheimer's. And it's deeply connected to metabolic problems like type 2 diabetes. In fact, studies show this low-grade inflammation is one of the biggest predictors of how well people survive and think as they get older. It often comes from a lifetime of processed foods, chronic stress, bad sleep, and not moving enough. So, how do we fight this silent fire? Our first habit is adopting an anti-inflammatory lifestyle. This isn't a temporary diet. It's a real shift in how you live, focusing on 3 key areas: what you eat, how you move, and how you handle stress. First, let's talk food. Because your fork is one of the most powerful anti-inflammatory tools you own. The goal is to eat fewer foods that fuel inflammation and more foods that calm it down. This means cutting back on ultra-processed foods, refined grains, and sugars. Instead, you'll want to build your diet around whole, unprocessed foods. Think about the Mediterranean diet. It's packed with fruits, vegetables, whole grains, olive oil, and fish, all loaded with compounds that fight inflammation at a cellular level. Foods like berries, fatty fish like salmon, broccoli, avocados, and even green tea are your allies in this fight. A fiber-rich diet also keeps your gut healthy, which is critical because a leaky gut can trigger inflammation all over your body. The second piece of this habit is gentle, consistent movement. A life spent sitting is a life that promotes inflammation. You don't need to become a marathon runner. Just moving your body naturally throughout the day is incredibly effective. Try to avoid sitting for long stretches. Walking is a fantastic, low-impact activity that reduces inflammatory markers. Aim for at least 30 minutes of activity most days of the week. A brisk walk, a swim, or even gardening all count. The key is to be consistent. Finally, we have to talk about stress. Chronic stress floods your body with hormones like cortisol, which over time causes inflammation. You can't eliminate stress, but you can get better at managing it. Things like meditation, deep breathing, or just spending quiet time in nature can make a huge difference. These practices help shift your nervous system out of fight or flight and into a state of rest and repair, effectively dousing those internal flames. Number 2. Threat and habit. Rebuilding your foundation. Our second adversary is the slow, steady loss of muscle and strength, a condition known as sarcopenia. After you turn 30, you naturally start to lose a bit of muscle each decade, and that process speeds up quite a bit after 60. By the time someone is in their 80s, sarcopenia can affect more than half the population. This isn't just about looks. Your muscle is your metabolic furnace, your body's armor, and your ticket to staying independent. Losing it has serious consequences. Sarcopenia messes with your balance and stability, which dramatically increases your risk of falls and bad fractures. For an older adult, a fall can be the event that starts a rapid decline. On top of that, muscle is key for controlling your blood sugar. As you lose it, you're more likely to develop insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. Sarcopenia basically weakens your body's entire foundation, leaving you frail and vulnerable. But here's the good news. This decline isn't a one-way street. You can slow it down, stop it, and in many cases, even reverse it. This brings us to our second habit, prioritizing resistance training and protein intake. The single best weapon against sarcopenia is progressive resistance training. This just means working your muscles against some kind of resistance. Whether it's your own body weight, bands, or actual weights, you don't have to become a bodybuilder. The goal is simply to signal to your muscles that they're needed, which forces them to get stronger. Research shows that even for adults in their 70s and 80s, a steady resistance training program can bring back significant muscle mass and strength. So what does this look like? A simple and incredibly effective exercise is the sit-to-stand. Just stand up from a sturdy chair and slowly sit back down, without using your hands. It's a basic squat. Aim for a few sets of 10 to 15 reps. Other great exercises are wall push-ups or bicep curls with light dumbbells or even soup cans. The key is progressive. As you get stronger, you slowly increase the challenge by doing more reps or adding a little more weight. Try to get in 2 or 3 sessions a week. Now, exercise is only half the battle. To build muscle, your body needs the right building blocks, and the most important one is protein. As we get older, our bodies get a little worse at using the protein we eat, a process called anabolic resistance. To fight this, you need to eat enough high-quality protein. Experts suggest getting about 25 to 30 grams of protein with each meal. This doesn't mean you have to eat huge steaks. Great sources include lean meats, fish, eggs, and Greek yogurt. If you're plant-based, soy, lentils, and quinoa are excellent. Spreading your protein out through the day gives your body a steady supply of what it needs to repair and build muscle after your training. Number 3. Threat and habit, mastering rest and recovery. The third major threat to our longevity is something many of us ignore when we're younger: poor sleep. It's true that as we age, our sleep patterns can change. It might be harder to fall asleep or stay asleep. But don't just brush this off. Bad sleep is a direct attack on your health. It's during deep sleep that your body does its most important cleanup work. Your brain clears out metabolic junk, including beta amyloid, the protein that forms the infamous plaques in Alzheimer's disease. Studies have shown that even one night of bad sleep can increase the levels of this harmful protein in your brain. Over time, chronic poor sleep is strongly linked to cognitive decline and a higher risk of dementia. And the damage isn't just in the brain. Poor sleep weakens your immune system and messes with the hormones that control your appetite and metabolism. It can even affect your balance. In fact, studies show poor sleep is one of the biggest predictors of falls in older adults. Simply put, without good sleep, your body and brain never get the chance to repair themselves. This leads us to our third habit: cultivating impeccable sleep hygiene. Sleep hygiene is all about the habits and environment you create around bedtime. The goal is to send clear, consistent signals to your brain that it's time to wind down. This is a skill you can learn. First, be consistent. Your body's internal clock loves a routine. Try to go to bed and wake up around the same time every day, even on weekends. Second, design your bedroom for sleep. It should be a sanctuary for rest, not an entertainment center. This means it needs to be cool, dark, and quiet. Use blackout curtains or an eye mask. Keep the temperature comfortable. If you're a light sleeper, try earplugs or a white noise machine. Third, watch what you eat and drink before bed. Caffeine can stick around for a long time, so it's best to avoid it in the afternoon. And while alcohol might make you feel sleepy at first, it actually disrupts your sleep later in the night. Fourth, create a power-down ritual. In the hour before bed, start signaling that the day is over. Dim the lights and stay away from the blue light from screens, phones, TVs, tablets, which messes with your sleep hormone, melatonin. Instead, do something calming. Read a real book. Listen to relaxing music. A warm bath can also help. Finally, think about light during the day. Getting bright, natural sunlight in the morning is a great way to set your internal clock and help you sleep better at night. A short morning walk is perfect for this. Number 4, the fourth threat and habit: the power of connection and purpose. Our final adversary isn't a biological process, but it's just as dangerous: loneliness and a loss of purpose. Research shows, without a doubt, that social isolation is a huge risk factor for poor health, with a negative impact similar to smoking or obesity. As we get older, our social circles can naturally get smaller. This can lead to profound loneliness, which is the feeling of being disconnected. This emotional state has serious physical effects, including high blood pressure, heart disease, a weaker immune system, and a much higher risk of cognitive decline and dementia. Loneliness can act like a fertilizer for other diseases because it keeps your body in a state of chronic stress, which fuels inflammation. Just as damaging is a loss of purpose. The switch from a structured life of work to a retirement with less structure can leave people feeling adrift. This lack of purpose is strongly linked to a shorter life. That's why our fourth and final habit is to actively cultivate connection and daily purpose. This is about intentionally taking care of your social and emotional health. It requires being proactive first. Let's talk about connection. Quality is more important than quantity here. Make it a real practice to connect with friends and family. This could be a daily phone call, a weekly coffee, or joining a local club. Volunteering for a cause you believe in is a fantastic 2-for-1 strategy. It connects you with others and gives you a strong sense of purpose. It's also important to have those small, friendly chats throughout your day with the cashier, the librarian, or your mail carrier. These little moments add up and make you feel like you belong. The second part is finding a daily purpose. This doesn't have to be some grand ambition. Purpose can be found in small, consistent things that give your day structure. It could be taking care of a garden or a pet, writing down your life story for your grandkids, or learning a new skill like painting. Having something that pulls you out of bed in the morning, something that matters to you, is incredibly powerful. It's also important to remember that while being alone can be peaceful, feeling lonely is a signal that something needs to change. Don't be afraid to reach out. There's no shame in it. It's a basic human feeling. We started by asking a question. What if the key to a vibrant life past 80 wasn't a miracle, but a few simple habits? We've looked at the 4 main threats to our health span: inflammation, muscle loss, poor sleep, and loneliness. And we've laid out 4 powerful habits to fight back. First, an anti-inflammatory lifestyle to calm the silent fire inside. Second, resistance training and protein intake to rebuild our strength and independence. Third, impeccable sleep hygiene to give our brain and body time to heal. And fourth, connection and daily purpose to nourish the soul. These 4 habits don't work in isolation. They all support each other. Better sleep gives you energy to exercise. Exercise improves your sleep. A healthy diet provides the fuel for everything. And a sense of purpose is the motivation that keeps you going. The journey to a long and more. Importantly, a healthy life isn't about trying to beat aging. It's about working with it, using wisdom and intention. The power to shape your health span is largely in your hands. It's in the choices you make today and every day after. It's never too late to begin. If you found this information valuable, please subscribe to our channel for more evidence-based strategies on healthy aging.